the nail on the head on Vision 2030 because if it wasn't for Vision 2030, we couldn't be here, right? We wouldn't, the rules and regulations, I don't think would even allow us to do the type of school that we're doing. So really, it starts with the great Vision 2030, the leadership of Saudi Arabia, which Vision 2030 is a transformational vision. And education is at the very center of this vision.
Absolutely.
Education uplifting the Saudi community at the same time as expats who want to come to Saudi Arabia, having educational resources for them.
Hello, the viewers, and welcome to another episode of Podcast So. Our guest today is Shahram Hashimi. He's the managing partner of Aldom Educational Group here at the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Mr. Shahram, welcome. Happy to have you with us at Podcast So.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm a pleasure to be here.
Likewise, my good friend. What an interesting and I would say unique also career you have. I've been through your CV, man. You know, you've been all over the place. From the U.S., in the Gulf, in UAE, and now here in the Kingdom. So how long you been in Saudi Arabia?
Almost 5 years now.
In Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
So that would be go back to like 2021. So share with us your story. How did it all begin, right? You know, and then from the U.S. to the UAE, and why Saudi Arabia?
Absolutely. I'll tell you the whole story. I started out my career in investment banking in the United States. So my background is private equity, investment banking. I'm not an educator. But I'll tell you the whole journey of how I came to this. It's a very unique story. I started out my career in investment banking at JP Morgan in M&A in Chicago. I was there for about 7 years. And then I went to University of Chicago, Booth School of Business to get my MBA in finance. And after getting my MBA from the University of Chicago, I went to join Credit Suisse First Boston in investment banking. So we were working in Chicago and in London. And then in 2005, I came to the UAE. I joined Ithmar Capital. At that time, we were a $350 million private equity fund. Actually, the managing partner, Faisal Balhol, me and him went to school together in Boston. My undergraduate, Boston University.
MashaAllah.
And I was many years with Ithmar Capital. And there we were investing in education, in healthcare, in manufacturing. We had invested we owned Dubai International Schools. So education was one of the areas we were investing in, but also healthcare and other sectors. After Ithmar Capital, I went to join Dubai Islamic Bank, DIB Capital. There we had a $500 million fund also looking at private equity. And then I went to Oman, and I joined the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Oman.
Oh, okay. So you went to Oman then?
Yes.
Interesting.
So I was in UAE first, and then I went to Oman, and I was the head of investments for the Oman Brunei Investment Company.
Okay.
There we were looking at many different acquisitions and investments. Then I came back to the UAE, to Ras Al Khaimah to work for His Highness Sheikh Saud Al Qasimi, the ruler of Ras Al Khaimah, and there I was with Rakez as the group director of strategy and investments. So my background is not in academia, but through my family, particularly my father, who had a big love of education, and even our experience as private equity in the Gulf, in the UAE, in Oman, education was always an area of investment, of area of interest, and you know the growth of the education sector in the GCC,
absolutely,
particularly in the UAE. So we took over Aldom Education Group. We established Aldom Education Group. Aldom is a 428-year-old school from North London. So we took over the school and then expanded it globally.
Awesome. And, you know, so it was not in the Kingdom. Aldon was not in the Kingdom. When did then?
Yeah, so Aldon.
How did your decision happen? And then you're like, you know what? Saudi Arabia, Vision 2030. Man, these guys are doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why did you like? What happened?
So you nailed the nail on the head on Vision 2030
Yeah.
because if it wasn't for Vision 2030, we couldn't be here, right? We wouldn't. The rules and regulations, I don't think would even allow us to do the type of school that we're doing. So really, it starts with the great Vision 2030, the leadership of Saudi Arabia, which Vision 2030 is a transformational vision, and education is at the very center of this vision.
Absolutely.
Education uplifting the Saudi community, at the same time as expats who want to come to Saudi Arabia, having educational resources for them. So we were actually invited by the government of Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
So we were invited because the government saw that Aldenham Education Group, our global standing and our prestige as an international schooling organization in K through 12. So through Ministry of Investment and then the Royal Commission of Riyadh City and the Ministry of Education, they invited us to come to Saudi Arabia. And they had gone all over the world and looked at hundreds of schools, but we were the ones that were selected first to come to Saudi and be part of the Royal Commission's program of education. And so we
That is very
opened our
interesting.
first campus in September 2022.
That is very interesting. So before you came here, did you have any knowledge about the kingdom? Have you ever been here, or was that like your first time directly?
No, we were in private equity. We were coming to the kingdom a lot
Okay,
for
you were
deals.
going
Yes.
somewhere deals. Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
we're coming for investment opportunities.
Okay, and then since when? Where's like your first time that you came here?
The first time I came was 2010.
Oh wow, you came back way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the 2010.
So you witnessed
Yes.
the difference, huh?
Yes. Yes. A huge difference. Huge difference.
MISA, as you said, because you mentioned a couple of things about like MISA Invest in Saudi program and attracting foreign investors or vice versa as well too. MISA is doing a fantastic job at that as well too, and without that, as you work to Saudi Arabia, they're all looking for the high,
Yes.
top notch, what it was in the education field, technology, etc. They're always looking for the top notch. So. Without a doubt, I'm not surprised that you'd get an invitation. So, tell me about the experience.
Yes.
As a foreign investor.
Yes.
I was quite at the moment. The experience of the process itself, right? Of moving, transferring documents, building a school, and making it happen. You're a man who's been all over the world. You've took care of budgets now, almost half $500 billion, based on other numbers I'm hearing. So money isn't, I would say, mainly it. You know what they say in New York. When they say it's not about money,
Yeah.
it is about money.
Absolutely.
So, tell me about that process, working with MISA and
Absolutely.
all
Look,
that thing.
we had, even before Ministry of Investment and the Royal Commission contacted us, we were always looking at Saudi.
Okay, so you guys were always like you guys were saying this. We got.
But without His Royal Highness, without his vision,
Absolutely.
we couldn't come. So if 5 years ago, 10 years ago, if I say, oh, we couldn't even do the school I'm doing.
Yes.
Right? So it took the Vision 2030, it took this, and we were very much involved supporting the Ministry of Education. We were helping them and the Royal Commission. And the government really listened to us as well. We were the first ones to come in and really, they asked us, well, what do you think about the incentives that we should get? What do you think about this regulation? So we were very much, myself and the other managing partner, Mr. Alec Najjar, we were very involved in shaping these regulations to allow us to come in. And the government was very open. What we loved about it was they were very open. They're very open to change. Hey, a can-do attitude.
Absolutely.
Can-do attitude.
Absolutely.
Let's get it done,
Man,
right?
the
Let's
energy
get
is
it done.
Just rapidly, exactly. Let's get it done.
Let's get it done. So the unique thing about us as Aldenham Education Group that you should know is that we're an owner-operator, right? So we're a 428-year-old brand. So in the UK, we were established in 1597 under the charter of Queen Elizabeth I. So that's a long time
Yeah,
ago,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So in the UK, we are based on 110 acres of land in North London. So we're 11 kilometers north of central London. And we've been operating in the same location, same place for 428 years.
Oh my God.
You know, we have very old buildings. you
Knock
know.
on woods. Yeah.
And so in the UK, we have boarding school, we have day school, we have kindergarten, we have early years, we have all girls school. And we have a very unique ethos at the Alderman Education Group where it's all round education. So, and at the same time, academic excellence. So it's supporting the creativity, the critical thinking, analytical thinking, the human factor, right?
Absolutely.
And we'll talk, I'm sure, a little bit later about AI, your field of choice, and what AI means for education. But with us as Aldenham, it's about the holistic approach at the same time of having academic excellence. We're an elite school. We're not a inclusive school.
Absolutely.
We're a selective school. And so those are the reasons why the government of Saudi chose us. So they did choose us, but we were eyeing the market. So when they came in and working with the government to allow the regulations for us to even come in, right? So, to allow for the type of curriculum and the able to move fast, able to do the things we want to do. So that really attracted us. Now, obviously, as far as a macroeconomic, as an economic standpoint, you have a country of 38 million people, you have huge opportunity, but really without this Vision 2030, it wouldn't happen. It would not happen.
That was going to be my
we
question.
We wouldn't be able to come.
That's going to be my next question to you. What's your perspective on Vision 2030? And when you heard about it in 2016, and now that you're seeing it happening, especially that was basically one of its main reasons is to diversify the economy from
Yes.
oil, and then build other programs, quality of life, etc., etc., etc. What's your perspective on it?
It's a transformative vision. And what I love about what the government's done, it's everywhere. Everyone knows what the vision is. So when you want to implement as a CEO, you as a CEO, you want to implement something, everyone's got to buy in on the vision, right? So everyone's got to know what the vision is. Number one, before you implement. So the great thing about how they've done it is everyone knows what the vision is. Everyone knows what the pillars are. Everyone knows where they stand, and everyone knows how to support the vision. That's the biggest thing. Because if you don't have that, you can't get to execution. And then the second thing is executing the vision,
Absolutely.
which the government is doing very well. I can talk about ours as education standards.
Yeah, please.
If this Vision 20 wasn't there, we would not, the rules and regulations wouldn't allow us to do the school we're doing now. We are all British curriculum. We are running a very advanced curriculum, but at the same time, we are about whole round education. So about supporting well-being of the child. So the kids, they love being in our school. They enjoy their time, but at the same time, the academic rigor is there, right? And, we have Saudis, a lot of Saudis coming to our school. So that's also would have been allowed, right? So you had Saudi schools, you had international schools, right? So we have Saudis and expats. So we have a large percentage of Saudis
exactly, yeah.
and
Multicultural school. I love
students
that.
from 50 different countries.
That's
So
awesome.
then all the Saudis and the expats together are making that mix. These things would not be available before.
Absolutely.
Right? They wouldn't be allowed before. So this is all because of the Vision 2030. If it wasn't there, you couldn't have these things. And that's why our school has really excelled, because we are bringing the global to the local, right? We are not a school for expats. That's not what we are. We want to be in the community. We want Saudis in our school. We want a significant percentage of Saudis in our school. And we want to have the Saudis, expats all together, which is how it should be. So, and we can see from the younger generation of Saudi parents that are coming to our school, and also the older generation, very intelligent, very educated. They know what they're looking for. They know what kind of education they want. So, they're coming to our school for a purpose. So you're seeing a lot of the Saudis who are wanting to put their kids in a school like ours, where they get the best of both worlds.
Absolutely.
They get the international education, but we also teach Arabic language, we have Islamic studies, we have
interesting.
Saudi social studies. So we teach those things, and we have extra hours so the Saudi parents can get more Arabic. So our Arabic level is almost the same as a bilingual school. but at the same time, we're very high-end academic.
Yes.
So they get the best of both worlds: the
Yes.
culture, Saudi culture, the Saudi language, the Saudi customs. Our National Day
Social
celebration,
studies, the history, all that.
and
part
the
there.
history, but still the elite
Elite,
education.
Yeah, yeah, high end. Without a doubt, a school that over 500 that's still is there for over 500 years. And has a big name like Allam is gonna do good. And I want to know about now 4 years you're here, right? 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years in.
4.5 years.
Yeah, for 4.5 years. Are you here with the family?
I'm single.
You're single.
I'm
All right.
single.
All right.
My
man.
mother's here with me though. She comes and visits.
Okay. No problem. I mean, I'm a bastard too. So, ladies, just in case you know, marriage, we're right here. So, how's life here? Tell me about life here, your community.
Absolutely. Well, I live in.
Me and you have a mutual friend, Mr. George. Very,
Yes.
very unique
Absolutely.
individual. So tell me about your community. Is it? How's
No,
it
I
like?
think it's a vibrant community. I mean, I live in Caft, in King Abdullah Financial District, and you have all the restaurants, you have all the cafes, you have, I go to a.
You live in Caft in the area. Okay.
Yeah, I live in Caft, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And so you have all of the restaurants, the cafes, and then I have my gym near the school that I go to, and so as far as social life, you have all the things that you would in any other city, right? I mean, you have. We work really hard. I work 7 days a week. So
Wow.
yeah, so you're gonna find me mostly in the office.
God bless you.
But when we want to go out in the evenings, there's plenty of choices of restaurants, plenty of choices, places to go. And now, I'm into art, so I collect art. So Diriyah. So I love Diriyah a lot, and with Ministry of Culture. Actually, we're doing some things with Ministry of Culture as well.
Right.
And so we know the art biennale that comes, the art exhibitions that come to Diriyah. So I love going to those exhibitions.
Nice.
So there's a lot of
Nice.
thing to do.
Were you expecting that when you came here?
No, because
Did you think about like oh my God? Did you think about quality of life, lifestyle? Especially that's one thing that a lot of expats probably they don't know.
They don't know.
You're out here out there chilling in Chicago, the freezing in the cold. Life is good downtown. They went to Dubai. It's became known as a hub for open society. Did you already know, or were you like, oh, this is?
I was-
or do you have like some friends that you?
I mean, because I came to Saudi over the years. I was more pleasantly surprised than new Saudi, because I remember the old Saudi, right? So it was more restrictive back in the day.
Yeah, yes,
Right?
yes.
And so now I was surprised how open it was when we were spending more time here, because, I was flying in for business meetings and going out. Now I'm living here, right? So then, how the freedoms and stuff. So I was pleasantly surprised. I had a more like the old Saudi mentality thinking than when I came, like, oh, this is.
Like,
this
no,
is-
I gotta be
open.
here straight. And then you're like,
everything-
this guy's very open, the diverse culture, and that was
Absolutely, and the culture is very warm and hospitable
Yes.
and sociable, right?
Yeah.
The restaurant in Saudi will be packed at 11 p.m., not at 7 p.m., right? You go to a restaurant at 7 p.m., it's going to be empty. At 11 p.m., it's going to be fully
I love
packed.
my
You can-
people, exactly, And I got a 6 a.m. meeting too. It's also all good, I love them, exactly. And how is that for you? I mean, you got, I would actually, add myself into there, thinking about, I sometimes I do the 7 days a week, do you have time to do all these things or
because we're working very hard because we have a huge plan for Saudi Arabia. So our expansion plan is significant.
Yeah.
So we want to have multiple schools, K through 12 schools. We're gonna
Okay.
have 4 K through 12 schools.
how many schools do you have now?
Right now we have our current school in Sahafa in North Riyadh.
Okay.
In Alden Prep Riyadh in Al Sahafa.
Okay.
Then our second school being Caft. So we've signed a deal.
It's going to be in CAFT.
In CAFT, yes.
Interesting.
We're also looking at other locations in Riyadh. So we're looking for other locations, and we're looking to expand into Jeddah and the Eastern Province.
Okay.
For K through 12. And then we're looking also to do kindergarten as well, because we have a brand called Aldenham Little Years. So we're looking to expand our Aldenham Little Years brand. So, K through 12 and Little Years, has a lot to keep you busy.
Yeah.
And because for us as education, Saudi is a big country.
True.
UAE, is a small country, right?
Saudi's a big country, and they
Yeah.
are a culture, I would say. They have a leader who's visionary,
Yes.
who's without a doubt bold, wants to diverse the economy, at the same time very strong on keeping the identity
Yes.
of the Saudis and the
Yes.
original culture. Yes, we can modernize, we can do this.
Yes.
That's very important. And you took that into perspective, I would say, when doing the schools, when it
Yes.
comes to Saudis. You guys wanted to make sure that it's there. So, education, I am sure it's a great sector, for investment, and it will keep just going up, especially at the moment, right? You need, with all that you're doing, you need high end,
Yeah.
and top notch people in these fields, right? So the new generation must definitely
Absolutely.
keep up with this. So I agree with you on that part 100%. And how are you guys planning to do that? So you're planning not just to expand out of Riyadh at the moment,
Yes.
right? Go to Jeddah, Eastern Province.
Yes.
Why not Al Ula? There's
Yeah.
a couple of cool things going on there. You've
Yeah.
been there before? Al Ula?
No, but I will be going next week.
You ge-
So
Next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Business or pleasure?
business.
Okay,
I should say.
business. He's like, business. Okay, okay. Can I join? I'm just
sure.
kidding. No.
No, I think for us it's very important, and actually we want the Saudis to be in our school. We want that culture in our school, and that's why we've been very careful to have that balance, right? Where a Saudi parent doesn't feel like, if I send my kid to Aldenham school, he's gonna not speak Arabic. He's not going to learn about the Arabic Saudi culture. He's not going to learn about Saudi history.
He's not going to have the identity. He might
Because
do
that's a
some-
bit of a fear of some of the Saudi parents.
absolutely.
That they feel that if they come to, they see us as, that's a shiny school, that's an expat school. But
Yeah.
we want Saudis here because obviously we're here for Saudi for long term. We're not here for a quick win.
Yeah.
My school, inshallah, 50 years, 100
Inshallah.
years, will still be here.
God willing.
And, school is a long-term business, right? So I'm hoping 100 years my school will still be in the country. So we want the Saudi students to be involved, and we want to help them, incorporate them, and make sure that the parents are feeling comfortable that they're not losing their culture, they're not losing their tradition, they're not losing their way of being.
Yes.
Right, but they're gaining.
They're gaining, and
So
they're
the
gaining both
best of
holding
both
and
worlds.
then gaining best of both worlds.
Yeah, so there's still, they're not coming home and speaking English to the parents, right? They're still learning Arabic. One of the great things that we had a viral clip. And this is how strong our academics is. That we had a girl from South Korea come to our school from Korea. She wasn't in the Gulf before, wasn't in UAE. Her parents had moved to Korea, to Riyadh. She was Korean, and she learned Arabic in 1 or 2 years. And then there was someone just had a video of her speaking Arabic, and it went viral because people were like amazed that a Korean girl speaking Arabic so well, right?
Yeah.
So that's the power of the education. You have Korean learning Arabic, right? And so that's how strong the Arabic program is, that a Korean girl can learn it,
True. That is interesting, man, to be honest, and there's a lot of misconceptions, I would say. But at the same time, it's very much wanted and needed, I believe a lot of, and I'm seeing it right now. I'm seeing it with whether it was nieces and nephews here or even, cousins, they're bringing themselves they want, like, now school is very important. Oh, we want this kind of school. Oh, this has this brand, and they ask and they do, and, because it does help. What kind of programs do you guys have that is unique? Then I would say there's a lot of international schools.
Yeah.
What is unique about?
Absolutely. One of the unique things about us is our all-round education. So we actually give 103 free after-school programs.
Okay.
The most in Saudi. 103, we call them co-curricular activities, CCAs, which is the after-school programs, arts, music, sports, Arabic. So the people who want additional Arabic hours. So we have 103 after-school programs. So actually, our school day, you can leave at 2:45, and then you have one 3:45, but then 4:45, and then 5. So all the way up to 4:45, we have slots where students can do extracurricular activities. That's a huge, unique thing about being all-rounded. So it's not just academics, but doing the passions of what the student loves to do. Whether it be arts, whether it be painting, music, sports, football. We have a Juventus football club. So with them, so we have Juventus Academy.
Really?
Yeah, from Italy. So
That is
they're
interesting.
yeah, so they come during the week and on the weekends. So you know that whole rounded education where the kids are happy. One of the great things.
I'm happy you called it football. Thank
Yeah.
you, man.
Yeah.
Coming from Chicago, thank you. You know.
One of the greatest compliments I think that the parents always tell us in our school is that our kids are so happy to come to school that the way if they're being naughty at home, the way we punish our kids is say, listen, if you don't behave, you won't go to school tomorrow. And then they behave. I think that's the greatest
Because it's
compliment.
fun. They go other.
When we were kids, when I was a kid, you were in Chicago. You know,
Yeah.
I was in Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
When it was a snow day,
Yeah.
we were no school.
Yeah,
we,
just, you know.
we didn't want to go to school at all. We hated going to school, right? And now these kids are happy to come to school, which is a great compliment.
Absolutely, absolutely, it is, and I think it's very smart. To be honest, you know, and I love what I'm hearing. I think it's great that you guys are putting that mindset into the people, and obviously it will keep growing and growing. You know, with the strategy and plan. Let me ask you as well. I'm gonna go a bit, deeper. I mean, I'm gonna shift the gear also a little bit. I'm gonna have a couple questions about your insights here too as well. But let me ask you about your vision, your future, right? Like, do you guys, see? Okay, now they have Vision 2030. They got this quality of life program. So they got this AI program now that they're doing now. 1 million students being educated. Maybe we need to push more there. Are you guys, let's say, in line with what Saudi Arabia is doing?
Absolutely.
To make sure.
Absolutely. I mean, we have to be in line. We have to be in line to achieve the goals of the nation, right? For instance, the areas that we're going into, sports. Sports is something that we're expanding in. There's some things I can't talk about, but we're talking to several ministries about us doing some things in sports. Because one of the unique things that I should tell you about sports is that we, as Alderham in the UK, we are very tied with football. Right? So we're the second school in the history of the world to write down the rules of football. So Eton College was number one. We're the second school. So we're the first 5 schools that invented the game.
I know that the UK invented
Yeah.
football. The US, they call it soccer,
Yeah.
but football. But I did not know that
Yeah,
there was rules. Interesting.
Yeah, so the football started in the schools.
Oh.
In the posh elite schools,
Okay.
Where the gentlemen would play. It was
Yeah.
a gentleman's sport
Yes.
in the beginning.
Yes.
And so in 1825, we had our first football club, and then wrote down rules of football. So we have a very strong, long relationship with football, and we're with Arsenal. We have close ties with Arsenal. So Miles Lewis Skelly, I don't know if you're a football fan, but he's the 18-year-old who plays for England, and he scored a goal in the first game of his England match. He went to our school, and we have a lot. Charlie Patino went to our school, so we have a lot of superstars that went to our school and then went to play for Arsenal.
That is very interesting.
So sports is one area that's the Saudi vision with the World Cup coming, and where you want to with Gadia
2034
and all the
Gadia.
things that they're doing. Arts and culture, right? So the Ministry
Arts
of
and culture,
MOC
absolutely.
is promoting that. We're doing an arts and cultural school that's going to be we're looking to do coming up, and then e-gaming is another area.
Oh yeah.
E-gaming.
You know it's coming,
Yes.
and it's booming.
Obviously, His Royal Highness has a vested interest. He's a big gamer himself, and he loves it. But that's also a great area where Saudi can compete and build teams and compete globally. So e-gaming and then robotics and sciences. So these are all things that are, the Vision 2030 and 2040. These are all
You
things.
guys have special programs like for these
Yes.
things, sports. Interesting.
Yes.
You said 104, so that's I wish I could go back to time. Sounds like fun.
Yeah. We think happy kids get better results.
Absolutely.
Right? If the
I
kids are
concur.
miserable and you're beating them up and you're studying, you look at
Sure.
a place like Korea where they're studying from morning till 11 o'clock at night with no break, and they're doing it every day. In Korea, they don't even have time to play football because they want to study all the time. That's a miserable life. And the future of education, and you had mentioned AI. I mean, that's, with AI coming, everything is changing.
Oh,
The
yeah.
whole world is changing, right?
You know it. Now we got our own human AI chatbot, which is done by human AI, one
Yes.
of the PIF Saudi
Yes.
companies too. Yeah.
But for AI, like in education, there is going to be a big impact because now
It's impacting. Right? How does it work? Like with AI right now, is it becoming a bit complicated, or how does it
You
become?
mean about like cheating?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so there is ways and there's programs to see, to check if the kids are cheating, and you could take exams on pencil and paper still and
Oh.
things like that.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's ways to go around that, but that's not the important part. The important things
Yeah.
are what can it do?
True.
How can it help
How
the
c-
students?
how can they work with
How
it?
can they
Exactly.
how can they improve their life?
True.
And the biggest thing that AI will do is individual learning, individual tailored curriculum, right? So me and you might learn differently. You might be strong in math. I might be weak at math. You might be strong in science. I might be strong in English or in Arabic. I might have, so we might have different strengths. So you might go faster in math. I might go slower in math. I go
Absolutely.
faster in English. What AI will able to do is to program the curriculum so you can go faster where you're good, and then get the extra help where you're not. So it can tailor it to you. That's a revolution in education because for hundreds of years, there's a teacher stands in front of the class and gives a lecture. If you understood the lecture, you didn't understand the lecture, we move on, right?
Yeah.
But now we can make sure that the kids who are strong, they don't get bored, and the kids who are weak catch up.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys work a lot with the Ministry of Education? Do they come, because I know they supervise, obviously oversee all the school, make sure everything is on path.
I'm smiling because
how's that relationship
I'm
like?
smiling because actually yesterday, the Minister of Education came to visit our school
The
in London.
minister,
The Deputy Minister.
the deputy minister.
The
yeah.
Deputy Minister is in England yesterday, and actually the other managing partner, Mr. Alec Najad, he flew from Riyadh to London to host the Deputy Minister of Education at our campus.
That is interesting.
And then the year before, the Minister of Culture came to visit us. So we have a very strong relationship with Ministry of Education. And one of the things about us being an owner-operated group, this is another important point that I didn't mention, is that we are not a franchise. We're not a franchisee. We're not a franchisor. So we're the owner of the brand. We're the operator. We're the manager, and we're the investor.
So you guys don't give it to others. Say, what
No.
he wants to invest? Hey, can I take the name and open a
No.
school? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
And so that's why we can do things like this, right? So a delegation from Saudi wants to go to our school in England, we can do that because that's my team in England.
It's the same.
It's the same. It's the same. So they want to go visit. They want to do collaboration. They want to send students there. They want to do So
Do you guys do that? Do you guys
Yes,
send?
yes.
You guys
So-
like summer thing?
Absolutely. So actually, being an owner-operator with our school in Riyadh, Aldenham, Riyadh, we have summer camps in England, right? If you graduate from Riyadh, Aldenham, Riyadh, you're part of the alumni association in England.
Really?
And you know from living in America.
Really?
Yes. And
That is cool.
And you know from living in America, the most important thing of
Of
university
course.
is what?
Of course.
Is your network.
Of course.
It's your connections.
True.
That's what helps you in life, right? You want to go to Harvard, you want to go to University of Chicago, you want to go to Stanford because your classmates
You want the prestige and the image that comes behind that name, of course, and the network of the people.
and
without
the
a doubt.
network of those people because your
course.
classmate will be
Absolutely.
successful. He's going
Absolutely.
to help you. You're
Absolutely.
going to be successful. You're going to help him or her.
Absolutely.
So if you graduate from Riyadh, you're part of the alumni association in England. You get invited to the dinner. You get invited to the events. You get invited. If they're doing a trip to Switzerland, you get invited. So you're part of the alumni association. We have music competitions here and music competition in England, they work together. We have the teacher, like if you're grade 1 in Riyadh and the head of grade 1 in England, they're talking to each other, they're doing the curriculum together, right? So there's a collaboration between the schools. So it's one school. We have the headmaster in England, the head of the foundation in England, once a week is speaking to our headmaster, has a call every week. What's happened this week? What are you doing? What are we doing? What are the policies? So they're following up once every month, 2 months. The team from England come and they do different things in the school: training, teacher training, curriculum improvement, academic enhancements. So that owner-operated structure is very unique.
Absolutely.
95%
And
of the brands,
more successful and would hold the brand without a doubt.
and 95% of the brands, particularly from the UK, that go outside of the UK, they go through a franchise model. So what is a franchise model? I'm sitting in the UK, I get Abdullah or Mohammed or a Saudi investor, so I come and say, listen, Mr. Abdullah, you're the investor, and then the Saudi investor has to then find an operator, right? To operate the school, or he has to build his own operating team. He has to hire all the people. And then the UK comes and visits once a year and they do inspection. That's it. So there is no involvement, on the policies, on the curriculum,
Absolutely.
As we are.
They want to make sure they have this very rich, without a doubt, culture and education and knowledge.
Yes.
500 years, they're still keeping. I think that's very respectful, to be honest, and that's why.
So you're getting the same DNA
Now I
in
believe.
Riyadh.
Now why I believe, and okay, now I get what you're saying about And by the way, just to tell you, you guys were at one of the MOU at HCI.
Yes.
At HCI forum.
Yes.
Do you know who was the MC for the MOUs? Your man, right?
Yes,
Your man. I'm everywhere, bro. So
Remember you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, he should have. Maybe I think in better shape. Probably.
No, you look
I'm
great.
not sure. But that's pretty awesome and interesting. So, let me ask you also, Phil, I want to go to some deep questions about
Yeah.
you, about Saudi Arabia specifically.
Sure.
How do you find the people, the culture, the mindset? How do you find you? I mean, I can't say you work in the education because you work in like more of a, you're more of in
Corporate.
a corporate.
Yeah.
Corporate side, so but you have a lot of knowledge also in education. So you work with different ministries, different cultures, different people. How do you see it? You've been worldwide.
Yeah.
How do you? I want to get your view on this part too. And what do you read them in the future? Like ambitious people. Crazy? Are they crazy? Are they too bold? Are they too speedy, man? They want to get it too fast. Is it give me your perspective.
I'll be very.
Let's be-
I'll be frank.
Yeah.
I think what's happening here in Saudi is you have this vision and you have a very, very strong leader.
Yeah.
I would say the Ataturk of the region, right? I mean, you have a leader of that caliber that's going to revolutionize the country and the region, I think. I think it's going to have a huge positive effect on the region. And
Without a
so
doubt.
he's pulling everyone here, right? Same thing in, the great historical leaders in history, they have to pull their people, right? Because they're going 100 miles an hour, you're going 10 miles an hour. I got to pull you. I got to get you to come with me, right? Because my vision is here. You're still thinking here, I'm going here. You need to come, right? So he's pulling, right? And so the people are going, and I think that you still have the bureaucracies and the slow moving pace, and you still have those problems, you know. So I think that, you know, you have the leadership that is really forward thinking, that wants to move, that wants to go at a fast pace. I mean, he's working, you know, 24 hours a day. I think he sleeps like 2 hours. You know, he's pushing the people forward. Some of the guys that are doing it the old way need to get on board, right? They need to get on the train, because the train has left the station, right?
Yeah.
And it's going forward. So I think that is the only challenge.
Do you
of
work with,
moving in that pace?
Yeah. Do you work with, so how do you see the new generation?
The new generation is much different. The new
Because
generation.
obviously you guys
Yeah.
you work with PI companies.
Yes.
You met Jerry
Yes.
Anzarello.
Yes.
Also a dear friend.
Yeah.
I'm sure you met him, CEO of Dere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Cool guy. You know, he has a great team around him also.
Yeah.
And he's very, you know, I interviewed him a couple of times. I really am very focused on Saudiization and Saudis, because I wanted them to be part of this, because this is their jewel, their land, you know. How are you seeing that? And
I think
people in your school also.
Yes. No, I mean, you see from the Saudi parents that we have, they're very educated, they're very intelligent, they have great jobs, they work hard, you know. The mother's working and the father's working. A lot of the Saudi families in our school,
yeah.
both parents are working, they both have jobs, and they're both working. So, and that's what you need. You need the other half of your society to be working, right?
Absolutely.
To push the country forward.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
But during His Highness's reign, I mean, you went from 10%, 15% participation. Now it's 36% participation of women in the workforce. Huge jump.
Yep.
I mean, over a very short period of time. I mean, these achievements that Saudi's done in a very short period of time are very remarkable. I think when you look back on history and you see what Saudi has accomplished, you know, it's going to go down the record books, right, of what they've done, right, to get this lift of society and get women into the workforce, which is great for us as a school, because they need to educate their kids. So I think that the young generation, they get it, and they're moving, and I think as the roadblocks, as the speed bumps go away, the bureaucracy, the machine, right, some of that bureaucratic stuff goes away, you're going to go much faster.
Absolutely, absolutely. What do you think about, you know, all what's going on here, like these big giant events, right? Like events that puts now the World Cup, Saudi Arabia, huge marketing thing, a huge, I believe, accomplishment. Expo 2030, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, WEF.
Yes.
You know that the World Economic Forum, which happens in Davos, in 2026, it's going to be in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Really?
Yep. And like this year, it will be in Davos, but next year, it will be in Riyadh.
Really?
Yep. As announced last year during the meeting. They already came here. They had a special WEF back in November, special WEF from 13 to 15. It was 2 days. But in 2026, it will be officially in the kingdom. FII, Future Investment Initiative, FII, and other, you know, public investment events, and other huge events. Obviously, you know, entertainment-wise, these big boxing events that bring eyes here. Tourism part, trying to attract tourists as well from entertainment perspective, and also see the history, the culture, the people, etc., etc., etc. All these things put together, you know. This is a question, maybe it's outside of the work or what you're doing. It's just based on a person with great knowledge and experience of life. You know, how does it impact, I would say, the kingdom's vision? Of course, goal to diverse the economy, goal to diverse the culture, become a more open society. You know, we're going to be expecting a lot of more foreigners coming for sure, with all of what we're doing at the moment. How does these things help?
Events are super important.
Yeah.
I think that it's fantastic that they're doing it, and you have to do these events, because everyone is learning about Saudi. If you didn't have these events, the people on the outside wouldn't know. I mean, you lived in America.
Yeah.
no one knows anything about Saudi Arabia in America. I mean, now because of these events, because Donald Trump coming, because all this, now everyone's like, oh, Saudi, 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 the Americans
I'm
are
gonna
talking.
get your-
But if you
your
didn't
view on
have these
this.
events, you didn't have the boxing, you know, and then for the business community, I mean, I go to FII. I mean, you know, you have the who's who of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, you're starstruck every time you're in the hallway. You're looking around. You have the CEOs of banks. You have CEOs of insurance companies. I mean, you have guys that you see on Bloomberg and
Yep.
Wall Street Journal and Financial Times. So getting these people to come, because those guys, even those world traveled people, may be the first time they come here.
True.
So they come here the first time, they go, oh, I like this place. The second time they come, the third time they make investment. The fourth time they make, you know, so they do another investment. Then the fifth time they open an office. You have, so these events bring people to the country. And because, let's be honest, in Western media,
Yeah.
Western media has,
They will never give you your, you know, what exactly it is. They'll portray a different
and that's
image.
why shows like yours and shows like Joe Rogan and in America, they're so popular because people want to get the truth.
Yeah.
And the Western media puts the narrative that the politicians want.
Yeah,
And so you don't get the exposure of Saudi Arabia, let's say in America, right? But when they travel here to come to a sporting event, to come to a tourism event,
Yeah.
to come to the World Cup, to come to the expo, they're going to see a new Saudi. They're going to say, oh, wow, this is different than what I thought, right? This is much more than much bigger than their expectations. And so then they say, okay, let me come back a second time. Let me get a partner here. Let me work with someone. Let me do something here. Let me invest. And that's how it builds.
Yeah. What's missing from your perspective? What do you think should be added more?
I think on the entertainment side,
Yeah.
right, you have these events, but I think there needs still to be a little bit more on the entertainment side. And even we're working on it. We're I can't talk too much about it because it's
Yeah.
not public. But like even for the kids' sports,
Yeah.
there's no facilities, right?
Uh-huh.
Even for kids to go play, and so we're trying to do something there. Football pitches, paddle courts, tennis courts, having those facilities for students, having some of the entertainment things, which is coming. It's in the pipeline. Even like where I live in Caft, you see the billboards. They haven't opened yet, but
Yep.
it's coming.
It's coming, yeah,
It's in the
yeah. Yeah,
pipeline.
yeah,
You
of
see
course.
the coming soon, coming soon, coming
Now
soon.
you have Sports Boulevard.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of the biggest
Yeah.
walks in the world.
So it's all coming.
A
It's
lot
all
of things is
coming.
being done.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let me be bold. Shift the gear. Be bold. I like the conversation. I like. I think you're. Let me be bold. Do you think is alcohol? Do you think important?
I mean, look, it's.
Does it impact? Does it There's a lot of debate. Even during UEFA was asked, and I think I forgot where it was. I don't know where it was. I think we were in Rome for a minister. It's fine, by the way. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's just a conversation, just a conversation. Basically,
Yeah.
we're not. Is it important? Is it important from a perspective of the businessman, the tourist? There's a lot of people who are saying it's totally fine. Prince Ali bin Talal said, because he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink. So it's like, totally fine for me, But he said if the government decides to do it, also it's fine, for different sectors, for different areas. If not, it's also fine. Do you think it is a must, or do you think what? It's good that these people are unique, they have this off. From a business view,
It's not a must. You don't have to have it. I mean, the entertainment that you have in the country, concerts, shows, special events like galas and award shows, and people are gonna come, because those things
they're still gonna come.
They're still gonna come.
Okay.
They're still so it's not a must. It's not a must at all. And those events and those attractions. I mean, look at the Red Sea Global.
Yeah.
I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. Look at the things that they're in neon. Like they were talking to me about I saw a potential land like in the mountains to do a school, like a land I saw. I mean, it would be unbelievable. I would love to do a school there. I mean, unbelievable. Like imagine the experience for the students
Oh,
to
yeah.
wake up and look at this.
Al Miraya or something behind
Yeah,
you.
I
Yeah.
can't say the location, but
Yeah.
but
Give us something, man. Come on, give us something.
But I mean, you know,
give me a breaking
you
news.
go
give
there,
me a
it's
couple
gorgeous.
things.
It's unbelievable.
But do you think? But so you would say no. It's not a must. It doesn't
It's
have,
not a
doesn't part of the culture.
No.
People can, because it's a lot for a lot of let's say European countries and others. It's kind of part of like a culture to them, right? Like we drink Saudi coffee. They have their
Yeah.
their meal with wine and others. So okay, I think.
No, I mean,
I
I
would-
mean, it's part of their culture, but they're coming to see your culture.
Yeah, so they can
Right?
they can still
They're coming to visit you to see your culture, right?
See-
To see to experience what you're offering. If not, they can stay home. Right? I mean, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no,
Like they
exactly,
want,
yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
they're coming
I
to
like
see
it.
something new. If not, they would just stay home, right?
I
mean,
like it.
Go
I
to
like
the
it.
pub.
I like exactly. Stay. I'm gonna watch the game and
Yeah, why-
enjoy your beer.
why
Give
get
me
on
a
a
call.
flight and come
Yep,
here, right?
Yep. I agree with you. To me, I agree. I like. It's all just views, right? It will not impact any decision or anything like that. But for me, I agree. And when I watch podcasts, sometimes TV shows and others, he's like, I remember a show. He's like, one person was like speaking about Saudi Arabia and this, they do that, they do that, and he's like, yeah, man, I might have a drink and do this. He's like, no alcohol. He's like, oh no, I'm out. So the guy was like, other guy was like, oh, that will impact your decision in the future. Now if you're standing, you want something? You're just happy? All right, okay, huh? Yeah, I know. I love it too. Naif, by the way, is one of my producers, doing a great job. Great guy, ex-colleague. So he was telling me, you're not telling me. He was telling like the podcaster, wow. But this is there. I'm out. If you ask Walid, on a perspective, if you take away coffee from me, I'm out. From me, I'm a coffee guy. I think Prince Al-Walid is also, went public and spoke on this. He said, he's anti-cigarettes and drinking others. But I think it depends on the individual. But yeah.
No, I mean,
But that doesn't have to impact the economy. I would say, like for
No.
country, it doesn't. Okay.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't impact the economy because, first of all, you have a large economy.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Saudi's a big country.
Yeah.
It's not like the,
And it's diverse, and
and
the
it's not,
economy is
it's not
very
like
diverse.
the other Gulf countries. Okay? It's big.
Absolutely.
The size is huge.
It has its own uniqueness because
Yeah.
of
And
Mecca
tourism
and Medina
is
and
going to be,
others.
yes, His Royal Highness wants to get those extra GDP up
Yep.
to get to his goal.
Yeah.
Well, I think what it was, 15% of GDP, I think you want to get up, or
I'm
10 to 15.
I'm not sure of the exact numbers,
So
so-
I don't know remember the exact number of the goal of Vision 20 to get the percentage of GDP for tourism, but that's going to help a lot, right? That's going to bring a lot of capital. It's going to support the country, but you have a large country, and the people who are coming to visit, Alula you mentioned, I mean, that's a beautiful area, and the art, the art that they
Al-Ula
do
and
there.
Red Sea and Riyadh is like gonna be, to me, Riyadh. I'd like to compare to other cities, but Riyadh is like, in a way, gives me a New York. So I remember me and George were talking once about Riyadh and New York, and he's a New Yorker,
Yeah.
He's been there for a while. So it's kind of like, with over all the big buildings are there, all the headquarters of the big companies, headquarters of the big banks, is here. It's where the business is, basically. Al-Ula, Red Sea, I would say Eastern Province, Jeddah, they all have their unique, different
Yeah.
things. And then you got Mecca and Medina, which is obviously a very religious
Look, this topic
places.
is just for the headlines.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, people want to get controversy. That's all.
Yeah, and I love it, to be
You know?
honest. I enjoy it. I'm like, what, cool talk. Appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you so
It was
much.
great having you on the show. It was a great conversation. I believe whether it was from your school perspective, your life here in the kingdom. I'm sure you're going to do great. And maybe you get married even here.
Yes,
Give me a call.
absolutely.
Give me a call. I'll be more than happy to attend also as well.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for all the producers and the guys here who are
Great
working
team.
late at night.
Great team.
I appreciate all your effort, and thank you for inviting me. And anytime, man. This country is a wonderful country, and has a great future, a wonderful future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dear viewers, thank you so much for watching and listening. Have a great, wonderful, positive, successful day. Assalamu alaikum.